Alex, who is back and available tonight. Backus has stepped into a starting role.
Well, and she's a competitor. She is spicy in that circle. She wants the ball as well, can make it dance, and has that magic lefty movement. She can dance that ball both on that curve ball inside and outside, but it's that elite changeup that really sets up all her pitches. And oh, by the way, she does have a very good jumpy rise ball. And what is the weakness of Auburn? It would be that rise ball at the top of the zone. So if she can get them to chase up, she could be successful in the circle tonight.
Auburn just a $171 against that rise ball. That is the lowest in the SEC. They have struggled the most on what is the most prevalent pitch in the game.
KK McCrary to lead things off. Transfer from Tennessee, where she played for a couple of years, out of Murfreesboro, and now her second season here at Auburn. These two sides did not meet during the regular season, so no tape to look back at. Reaching for it and lacing it out to center field for the leadoff is McCrary.
This is just a great job of hitting, because look at where the pitch is located. It's off speed, moving away from the barrel. This is maybe 40%, 50% swing, but when you're down in the count, just trying to find enough. And Smitty, you know this, with the bats now, you can just get to contact, it'll find grass.
Here's Michaela Packer, their four-year starter, out in center field. Dropping down the bunt, Backus will spin and fire to first, and a good sacrifice for Packer. Isis Tresvik now with an RBI opportunity quickly for Auburn. Fighting not only the opposition, but some emotions this weekend. Likely to be the final home game for their head coach, Mickey Dean, who is stepping down at the end of the season. There's a look at Mickey. Looking forward to enjoying retirement. It is 7th season. Prior to his arrival, they won a pair of SEC championships, but Mickey hoping this group of Tigers can get him to the finals for the first time. Isis 16 RBI on the year, and another rope right back up the middle. They're going to wave the runner home, not even a throw to the plate. Well executed by Auburn. Base hit, sack, base hit.
The 6 and 9 hitters are right-handed, and they match up well against Backus. This is a curveball in the outer half, and Tresvik is just going to go right back up the middle. Look at the way she's going to attack early in the zone, gets that foot down. And when she's on time, she can drive the ball. Big RBI getting on the board here.
And now the number 4 hitter, Amelia Leck, the DP.
This is an Auburn team, and you can tell they do a good job splitting the plate in half, which is why they fare well against curveball pitchers. Anything that's going east to west, that's the plane that their bat paths are going to be on.
And that's in for a strike.
So Backus goes back upstairs, but you know, I want to go back to that sacrifice bunt. She had every opportunity to get the lead runner out at second and chose to spin and go to first base. So, you know, those are the things so important. You got to get those lead runners if you want to try to keep people off the board.
LSU and Alabama could have used one of those earlier today.
Move a runner?
LSU
Come on now.
Surviving in 14 innings to eliminate the Crimson Tide, the longest game in SEC history. And then Missouri, a 3-1 winner over Ole Miss. Those two games on the other side of the bracket. The winner of this one will get the Florida Gators next. And then our final game coming up tonight, Mississippi State and South Carolina. The winner of that one will take on Texas A&M in the quarters tomorrow night. Shallow center, and on the run coming in to make the catch is Dallas Goodnight. 2 down.
Up to bat, number 23, Max Milanowski.
Max Milanowski, the sophomore from Dothan, Alabama, gets the start at first base. Just her 7th of the season. And this is a young woman who earned her chance to play through all her hard work in practice. Just her 34th game of the season. But a 300 hitter, she's taken advantage of the opportunity.
She's an example of always having the talent. Mickey Dean believed in her, but she didn't believe in herself, and she had to kind of find that from the inside, not depend on it from everyone else around her to tell her how good she is, or her to find out on her own, and she had to do that from the bench, from watching.
Fouled that one off her leg.
Oh, kneecap.
Buying a little extra time before she steps in. One-two pitch. Missed it high. Backus bringing it in the mid-60s velocity.
Those are good takes. A rise ball is the pitch that Auburn is not looking for. They want that curveball, particularly the one on the outer half.
Waits on it, just foul.
Well, and Jess, as a left-handed pitcher, that's one of the things you can feel when you're going up against a right-handed hitter. You can tell when they are looking for that pitch and trying to plane it up, and that's where you have to try to spin it down, spin it up, make it move on multiple planes, and give some vertical separation to that.
Auburn with the early run and the early lead. And a strikeout for Backus to end the inning. Tresvik able to bring home McCrary, though. 1-0 Auburn. Georgia picking up the bats when we come back. The big boomers take
Right.
That was an 8-7 slugfest of a win over Ole Miss last year that helped Auburn reach the semifinals. And now the diving attempt out in center field, and trying to stretch it into 2 is Dallas Goodnight, and on the kick into the base, she knocked the ball loose, and now the umpires are going to get together.
That was a crazy slide.
To see if she kicks it out of the glove or it's totally on it.
Yeah, that's intentional.
Yep.
I mean, that's like a flying ninja through the air, kicked it, not a slide.
This is a crew chief video review of the nature of the slide at second base.
Yeah.
Stand by.
The foot that was up didn't hit it. It was the trail foot.
Trail foot. I think she was thinking with the lead foot she could jump over the tag and onto the base, but then the back foot kicked it.
Yeah.
How about Michaela Parker, too, in center field? I mean, to stay with this thing, it's incredible. They had her out.
So they have sent this back under review, and they've got it.
After further review, there's nothing of account of the slide at second base. The play stands as called.
So Goodnight with the leadoff double.
Up to bat, number 2, Kate Goodman.
There's a look at the Bulldogs lineup. Kearney and Mosley, 33 home runs between the two of them, the top 2 in the SEC. They'll try the small ball, and it's grabbed in foul territory by Widra.
Wow, good job by Widra, but if there's one thing that this SEC tournament has showed us is that bunting needs to be practiced a little bit more. It's gone away from in our game, and in big situations, you try to put the ball down. We've seen a lot of them popped up. We've seen a lot of them fouled off. Non-productive outs, they end up hurting you in championship play.
Now you take away the possibility of Kearney or Mosley just getting a sac fly to bring in the tying run. But we talked about the pop in their two bats. Georgia as a team scores 45% of their runs off of home run balls, and that, folks, was a home run swing.
Yeah, it was. That's hunting early.
Yeah, and that's Maddie Pento's rise ball, which she can throw with a lot of zip, a lot of pop.
Penta gets a 45% chase rate on that rise. The average in the country is 30%.
Well, and then she can also blend it in with that great changeup in it. 59 miles an hour.
0-2, bringing it in on her hands.
You see how big the swing is from Kearney, and that is exactly the spot that Penta has to hit. If you want to find the hole in the swing, it's up and in. But you have to be careful. You miss, it's out of here.
Penta's given up 20 home runs this year, but that has been a little bit of the issue with her.
Only Kentucky's pitching staff gave up more home runs this year than Auburn's. Dogs tied with Florida for the lead in the SEC. Swing and a miss. And the throw goes out into right field. And a run will score for Georgia.
This is frustrating. This is a beautiful pitch. Smitty off speed after going up and in, down in the dirt. You get the strike out of the big hitter. You got all the time in the world to make the throw to first. Set a huge error. Georgia's on the board.
So score that, a strikeout, and then E2 to bring in Goodnight. And it's even at one apiece. We didn't see a ton of runs scored in the first two games. You get a sense it's been building for the night session. Already a couple of runs in the first inning. Sarah Mosley. Even though they didn't play during the regular season, how about the last 10 meetings between these two rivals? Split right down the middle, 5-5. Mosley, hard chop. Head coach Tony Baldwin talked a lot about this senior class. Sometimes really good, sometimes a lot on their minds, a lot of distractions. Hoping that they'll kick it into that maturity and experience in the database of information they've collected. How about Mosley? Little Oppo G action. Throw to the plate, not in time to get Jada Kearney. 2-1 Dogs.
Look at where this pitch is. A changeup left up in the zone, but this is where we saw Auburn early. Now Georgia, beautiful job. Taking this pitch, yes, a mistake, but driving it to right field. Getting another run in for the Dogs.
So that error cost them 2 runs now, because that allowed Kearney to not only get on base, but get into scoring position. Runner on for Lindy Ray Davis, who gets the start at DP tonight. Junior out of Calhoun, Georgia. Dogs looking to change recent history a little bit. They were SEC champions back in 2014, but in 4 of the last 5 tournaments, it's been one and done, including 3 years in a row of an early exit. There's that changeup from Penta.
Boy, and Penta, a heavy dose of changeups. And that has been the pitch of the inning so far, trying to set the tone early.
2-2 pitch. Check swing, foul. There's Tony Baldwin, who was an assistant to Lou Harris-Champer on that 2014 SEC championship team. Now in his 3rd year as the head coach, looking for his first tournament win. Talked about needing all 3 phases of complementary softball. If they can find some consistency, they're going to be one of the toughest outs in the NCAA tournament.
Nice battle right now from Ray Davis. I mean, she's seen it all. Off speed down in the zone, the rise ball up, and she's fouled off every pitch that Penta has thrown. Waiting for the mistake.
Surprised Penta hasn't tried to go upstairs a little bit more. That effective velocity, try to get under the hands after throwing that off speed.
Try to get that outside corner, full count. Ninth pitch of this at-bat. Ball 4. That'll bump a runner into scoring position. How about them Dogs? High RPI, the strength of schedule, second only to Auburn, and 14 RPI top 25 wins is amongst the best in the country. In fact, the 3rd most behind Texas and Tennessee. So they are under consideration to host a regional and a super. Sarah Gordon, the Louisville transfer, where she was the ACC Freshman of the Year last season. They've made Penta throw 20-plus pitches here in the opening frame.
One thing about this Georgia team is they can swing it, as you mentioned, just 78 home runs coming into today's game, but they also draw a significant amount of walks.
Ground ball to second, and they'll get the force out. Side retired, a couple stranded, but a couple in. One game to go tonight, Mississippi State and South Carolina. Then we get back underway tomorrow morning at 11 Eastern, Tennessee LSU, followed by Arkansas, Missouri. Tennessee, the regular season champs, back-to-back. They're trying to become the tournament champs, back-to-back. And I would think they would be in the consideration to be the overall #1 seed, depending on how the Big 12 tournament plays out, because Oklahoma State and Texas all might have a say in that.
Yeah.
They all keep beating each other up, though. Which only helps Tennessee if they do well here.
Oklahoma State winning at Oklahoma this weekend for the first time in 31 years. Texas does have a head-to-head over Tennessee, so if the Longhorns were to win the Big 12, that would be tough to overlook. But it's still possible that the SEC gets half of the 16 seeds.
And the question, do all 13 teams make it in?
Hey, there's your selection show preview. 7 Eastern, 2 hours of coverage for you on the Deuce.
These answers to the questions.
That's right.
Anna Waller's leading things off here. 6, 7, and 8 for Auburn. There's your SEC teams in the RPI top 25. All 13 are in the top 45. And look at that, 4 in the top 10. Missouri has a chance to host both weekends. So does Florida. As Wohlers draws the walk. Second inning in a row, the leadoff on board.
Number 99, Rose Roach.
That'll bring up Rose Roach. And Mickey Dean may, let's see, go for a pinch runner here. Let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, Beth, when you talk about the SEC possibly getting half of those home regionals, there's a good reason why. Look what they've done against the entire non-conference field this year. 84% winning record. They've got 33 wins as a league against ranked opponents. And the run differential is 1,998. All of those categories best in Division I.
Yeah, they've had a really good showing against non-conference foes. And then, of course, when, you know, 3/4 of this league is ranked, you're going to have a chance to really pick up a lot of good resume wins. Also may take a lot of losses. But even a team like Alabama, who for the first time ever finished below 500 in the conference, they still might host, because the Rhodes House is a very good place to go to make a lot of money and draw a lot of fans.
Right. All part of the equation, middle of the country, people can bus in.
And their resume is pretty good. Strikeout here for Backus, 1 down.
Up to bat, number 66, Annabella Huidra.
And the bus is pulling up out in the parking lot. Mississippi State. What a turnaround for Samantha Ricketts' club this season. They come in as the 6th seed. They were picked to finish last. And of course, being here at Auburn with the job opening in the offseason. Several different coaches from around the SEC, much less around the country, have come up as possibilities, and Samantha Ricketts certainly one of those. "17 years as a head coach for Mickey Dean, 3 different programs to the NCAA tournament. Radford, JMU, and here at Auburn."
Impressive.
One of the other coaching candidates would be his associate head coach, Emily Carasoni, one of the all-time greats here at Auburn. Member of their 2-time World Series teams. Huidra grounds to short, and Armistead with the flip. They get the lead runner 2 down. 3 after they trailed 7-zip. They came back to force a game 3, which the Sooners won. 3-time All-American here at Auburn. 5 feet 2 inches, a solid damn Eagle. War Eagle.
Yeah,
She could compete.
absolutely. Competitor offensively, defensively.
Her and Casey Cooper and Carly Wallace and Jade Rhodes. One of Mendoza's favorite moments of all time, the Tiffany Howard catch to rob a home run out there in the outfield.
That's what we do.
That's how you outies roll.
Saving lives, saving games.
Nelia Peralta in the 9th spot in the order. Base knock out to left. Couple on board, and they pass that bat to the top of the order.
Nice job seeing the ball up. As soon as Nelia sees this waist high and above, you see her eyes just get bigger. Kind of gets around it, pulls it, barrels it to left.
KK McCrary singled and scored in the first inning. And popped it up. Sid Kuma on the grass has it. Couple winner. This one gets Florida. Coming up next, Mississippi State and Carolina. The winner of that one gets Texas A&M. Those two teams, Florida and Texas A&M, did better than expected according to the preseason poll. These two teams tumbled lower than expected according to the preseason poll, so they're hoping to flip the script a bit here in the postseason.
It's been an interesting year, especially for the seniors. You know, fifth-year seniors.
Yeah.
Some of them grad seniors, 6-year. If they're a red shirt. A lot of pressure, a lot of thoughts, a lot of transition.
Well, and when you're 5th and 6th year, I mean, you've got a foot and 3/4 out the door. I mean, you're ready to go, and then you're still here trying to kind of finish and feel light years away from freshmen.
This is Sydney Kuma's 255th career game. And they have 6 senior position players that have combined for 1,360 games at Georgia. One of the things that Tony Baldwin is so proud of, this group that stayed together, and the trust and the chemistry that they have built.
Well, none of these teams that we talk about that have, like, and I say this air quote, struggled. I mean, if they all of a sudden show up and start playing their best version of themselves, watch out. You can see any of them in Oklahoma City at the Women's College World Series.
Kuma tried to sell that as a hit by pitch. And the home plate umpire, Cameron Ellison, says, nope, stay right here.
The elbow guard,
Yeah.
Yeah, now Tony
Where
Baldwin's
she's laying and her toes are up on that chalk line. That pitch is in the river, potentially even in the strike zone. And if it goes off the arm guard like that.
Let's send it down to Holly.
Well, Beth, you're talking about these seniors for Georgia and how they're driving this team right now. I have one good example for you. They had an incredible series against Florida, and it was 4 seniors who hit 8 of Georgia's 9 home runs. So it's not just that they're through the lineup, it's that they're producing in the lineup, and that's what's driving this Bulldog squad.
Yeah, that was such a good series. Bulldogs hoping for another shot at the Gators tomorrow. Florida ultimately won that rubber match down to their final strike, and then Jocelyn Erickson ripped a inside pitch for a 3-run home run and ended up being a 7-run inning, and that was it. Kuma does get the walk. Just going back to that hit batter, by the way, if you're in the batter's box and the ball comes at you, you don't have to move, but if you lean over the plate, then you have to stay.
And this is where we should talk about we feel like they should make an attempt to get out of the way, like it used to be.
That is confirmed.
Especially when you're all geared up. You take it all day long.
Well, I think the issue is that it takes away the inside corner to pitchers, and when you can't really work that inner half of the plate, it just, as a hitter, it's a lot easier to swing it up there.
That is the third assisted base runner today. Couple of walks and an error. Bigby gets the bunt down and moves Kuma into scoring position. Each side with a sack bunt.
A little small ball. Yeah, this is actually what Tony Baldwin talked about is, hey, when our big swings aren't getting us going, we need to be able to execute, move runners, not just be the big long swings, pop-ups and strikeouts, apply zero pressure.
Here's Ellie Armstead. Another one of those seniors out of Matthews, Virginia. 3-year starter at short. Right back to Penta. And we'll fly her over to first for the out, and it appeared she had plenty of time to go to third with that.
I think some mental miscues. An interesting stat on Maddie Penta. She has just one error in her entire career. She's a very good fielding pitcher, but to me that's more of a mental error, not even trying to check the runner.
So now with 2 outs, back to the top. Dallas Goodnight, a double, and then scored in the first. One and 0. She's from Georgia, started out her career at Alabama, and then came back home to Athens. And after plenty of struggles at the plate a year ago, has really turned a corner this season. Two and one.
Penta not throwing as many changeups in the second inning. In the first inning, she threw almost 40% of her pitches as changeups.
Swing and a miss.
On cue. She's thrown her 2 in this at bat. Three. And that's some respect for Dallas Goodnight. You wouldn't have seen it the last few years because she was primarily short game. She was just looking left side, trying to put the ball in play. And she's been swinging away so much more now. She'll drag butt, and occasionally we saw her kind of look to that early in this at bat. But now she'll find the gap.
Chases. Went for the rise at the eye. Chips. 3 times all 13 teams have made it. Last year, 12 got in. Ole Miss is the one that folks might be keeping an eye on. Here's Michaela Packer. Sends that one into the gap out of right center. Packer motoring around in a stand-up double to lead things off. 3rd inning in a row for Auburn with the leadoff on board.
They've done a really nice job of going opposite field. Look at pitch location, low and away. Kayla Packer has that kind of lower swing. Watch her drop her hands, kind of meet that low pitch, drive through it. She starts with an open stance, but gets to that pitch very well off the bottom of the wall.
First extra base hit for Auburn tonight. And the tying run now in scoring position for Isis Tresvik, who drove in a run in the first with a single. She too went the opposite way.
Well, all the righties, all the hits so far have been off the righty bats for Auburn. They've done a good job of staying inside the ball.
You can tell they're hunting curveball away. That's at least going in their first at bat saying, okay, she's going to go east to west. I'm picking east. Maybe it's west. I'm not really sure.
That one's bunted foul. Right here on SEC Network. And then Friday night, the semifinal doubleheader on ESPN2, our championship game. Saturday afternoon on ESPN2.
That is a fun day. Let's go. All the championships.
5 championships all lined up, starting at noon Eastern with the American. And then we roll. ACC, SEC, Big 12, and Pac-12.
The last of the pack.
The last Pac-12 after dark. Saturday night.
Man. Get me crying.
And it's interesting, they just started the Pac-12 tournament, right? We're always like, the tournaments are so awesome, and a lot of coaches are like, we don't like tournaments. Like, the tournaments are awesome, so they finally start one. And
now it's done. They had a two-year run.
The realignment, half the leagues going to the Big 10, half the leagues going to the Big 12, and then, of course, Oklahoma and Texas coming here to the SEC out of the Big 12.
They're going to the ACC, too. All over the place.
Tresvik gets that to the right side, and that allows Packer to move up to third with 1 out.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Kick you off at noon, send you to bed by the end.
Let's see, can Duke go for the sweep? They win the regular season. And UCLA, after a disastrous start to the year, while they're finishing strong. They're one of the hottest teams in the country. They lost to Utah, right, last year in the Pac-12 tournament, and then stumbled badly in the regionals.
Would you have picked them to win the Pac the way they started their season? That's what's been fun about so many of these teams.
Yeah, well, their freshman, Caitlin Terry, has really stepped up. Another little lefty pitcher, spin it.
They're in the mix with a few SEC teams possibly for a 7-8 seed, which would allow you to stay at home for the regionals and the supers. If you're the home team in the NCAA tournament, you win about 75% of the time and get to the World Series. One and two here to Leck as Lily Backus hits 50 pitches on the evening. Tying run 60 feet away. Two and two.
Leck's got a lot of power. They're trying to keep away from her barrel coming inside her last at bat.
Pulls that one out to left, and on the run to make the catch is Goodwin. And the tag to come home for Packer. And the sacrifice fly evens it up at 2 apiece.
Beautiful read by Jaden Goodwin. Takes away the hit, but it's not going to eliminate the run. She's got to leave her feet to catch this. A nice job of doing that, but an easy score then, and tag up for Packer. A great 2-strike swing, by the way, from Leck. Get it out there.
That'll bring up Axe Milanowski. Struck out in the first.
Nice pitch.
Two one to Axe. Goes the opposite way. Back towards the track and on the run to make the catch is Dallas Goodnight. All even at Jaden Goodwin. Popped to third her first time up.
Tony Baldwin called her their it factor. Just the way that she competes kind of lights that fire, because this is a contagious hitting team. They can go cold real quick, and it's amazing because they have so much power, so much capability. They actually lead the SEC in infield hits as well, so they've got that speed, which is sneaky.
How about Maddie Penta so far here, Smitty?
She's really been working the velocity differential. Look at the way that she's using that rise ball and that changeup, the swing and miss rate up near 40% for both. The chase rate, that rise ball getting the Bulldogs to swing through that pitch up at her eyes. And it's really that changeup that helps set up that rise ball, right? Because you're thinking, I gotta see it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that looks good, it's at my eyes, I'm gonna go get it, and you end up chasing it out of the zone.
So important to keep these Georgia hitters off balance. When you talk to Tony Baldwin, you may be able to hide somewhere in the infield if you're not the best hitter. Maybe we can put you somewhere. If you're going to play at Georgia in the outfield, you got to hit, and you got to hit it hard. And that was one of the things that they worked with Jaden on in the offseason as she swings through the off speed. There's no room out there for a 200 hitter with the depth that they have of hard-hitting outfielders. Or in the case of a Dallas Goodnight, somebody who can hit for a high average. Got to produce. Goodwin down the line and foul. And so she came to Tony in the offseason and said, hey, I want to hit.
Yep.
He said, all right, let's go to work.
And it takes that kind of commitment, because for so many of these players, you know, they've relied on their speed, the short game. And it's it's like you're a new hitter when you're thinking about hitting away, and everything that you're doing, extra reps, reteaching your body what to do.
Well, and then there's a comfort factor, because you've probably gone to the left side to slap, so you're not a natural left-handed hitter. So then you have to work on that.
It's really picked up the competition, too, every day in practice. I mean, we talked about their 6 seniors. A couple of them are in and out of the lineup. You know, Jaden Fields, Sydney Chambly, other players that they can go to. Tremendous depth if you need a pinch hitter later in a game. If you're looking for righty-lefty matchups with a pitcher.
But they need to get it going, and got a couple runs, but they were kind of handed to them. This is a team that normally can put up some crooked numbers.
2-2 from Penta.
That's the 5th changeup she's seen. Smitty, you were talking about this. She is going to it so much more.
And I love her confidence in it. Even though at times it seems like Georgia might have it picked, she's still throwing it. See how late she is on that.
Yeah. Last year for Maddie, the SEC Pitcher of the Year and a first-team All-American, the first pitcher at Auburn to ever achieve that honor. She was 27-7, number 5 in the country in wins last year. It's been more of a battle this season at 14-10, but still a sub-2 ERA.
Yeah. Career ERA of a 1.77. I mean, just impressive. Working on her third 250-plus strikeouts year. I mean, it's a lot to say in today's time with the metrics and everything that everybody knows about pitchers. And
another extended at-bat.
Heck of an at-bat. Another changeup. Second 9th pitch at-bat plus pitches tonight for Georgia. They've been battling Penta off. And again, just the 2 strikeouts, usually a lot more swing and miss. You get her out if you come up and in. I think that's the only hole that I'm seeing right now, because Goodwin is trying to be late. That's why you're seeing her foul so much off the left side, to protect for that changeup. So she has the changeup in the back of her mind not to miss that pitch. You get her out inside.
Penta goes to the outside, and Goodwin's on it.
Yeah, and that's where you have to be careful, because you're right, Jess. When you're sitting slow, you've got more time to react to hard outside, right? So those are those EV, effective velocity tunnels. So you have to be careful when you sit that outside. You're right. Most vulnerable on those effective velocity tunnels is going to be up and in or low and in.
13 pitches, 9 foul balls.
Ooh. And now Wohlers goes out to chat with her. So she's going to the change even more so tonight.
Respect, power.
"14 pitches, 10 foul balls."
And this is where being a short gamer first helps you. Because that's what Goodwin's going to right now, is just wasting, spoiling pitches.
Penta misses inside on the 15th pitch of the at-bat.
Up to bat, number 8.
It's a great leadoff in the third inning.
Well, now you got the big dogs up. I mean, no pun intended, or pun intended. Jada Kearney's up right now, and the pitches, she annihilates a lot of pitches, but she loves changeups. Slugs almost 900 against the pitch.
In one of the more bizarre scorecard modifications, a strikeout and then reached on an error and came in to score back in the first inning. Both runs plated in the first for the Dogs.
Wow.
They go small ball with Kearney, and out at first. Nice play by Roach to snag that away from the base runner.
Talk about respect for Maddie Penta.
Yeah.
I mean, your best hitter in this lineup, your 3-hitter, sacrifice bunts in a tie game.
First of the season for Kearney. Moves the base runner and sets up Sarah Mosley. RBI single in the first for Sarah. First pitch swinging, slow roller to short. Peralta's all over that. 2 down.
Well, and that's when, at times, you have a hitter like Kearney who gives up her at bat, right? So if you're Mosley, you're thinking, and that first pitch better be just piped. Otherwise, work it, get that perfect pitch, because you just had one of the best hitters on your team give up her out to put someone in scoring position.
So 15 pitches to Jaden Goodwin, 2 pitches to the next 2 that come up.
Well, and the interesting fact is that it's Kearney and Mosley, the 2 of them together, have 33 home runs.
Yeah, 1 and 2 in the SEC. Here's Lindy Ray Davis, walked in the first.
I think what's interesting, too, about the sacrifice in this inning is that's not Georgia's game. You know, that's not what they do. I mean, they swing away with the bottom of their order usually because they slug. And they're going to count on a ball leaving the yard or finding a gap ever before moving a runner.
Can the Dogs make the strategy work?
If they don't, I mean, this is something you look back on.
Questions, yep.
Well, and I get it when it was Emily Digby in the 8-hole, right?
Yeah.
You know, freshman. You're like, all right, this is a high percentage move. We got our leadoff walk on. We're going to bunt her over, hopefully.
100%.
You know, but it's different when it's your 3 and 4, specifically your 3, Kearney.
I mean, if I'm Auburn, I'm like, Jada Kearney, thank you. I mean, you watch her in the batter's box. I mean, their heels were up against the wall, the outfield. That's how much respect she has on this team.
And even when it is a bunt situation, I love it when coaches give a big hitter one strike. And my coach would say that to me all the time, Roger Dawes. He'd say, I'm going to give you one strike.
And the strikeout, so Auburn gets out of the jam.
And Coach, they are really making Maddie Penta work. 15 pitch at bat. They made her work in the first inning. How can she be more efficient?
She's working hard. She's working hard. It's all about with them getting ahead. All right, and you got to get ahead in the count. Otherwise, you start working yourself into those 10, 11 pitch at bats. If you work yourself ahead, you can work out of it. The key is, though, you can't work ahead with the fastball because they're jumping on the first pitch. So they're going deep in the count, but they're attacking the first pitch. So we have to be able to attack the zone with something other than a fastball.
And then just quickly, your hitters have gotten to Backus pretty well. What do you see in her pitching that you're able to attack?
Well, hitting is all about making good decisions, and I think we're making pretty good decisions on the balls that we're swinging at. And when you do that, you're going to have some success.
All right, thank you, Coach.
It's going to be a cat and mouse.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. We are even at 2 apiece, heading to the top of the 4th. Here at Auburn, where the Tigers, as the higher seed, are the visitors. And they'll face Lily Backus 6, 7, and 8 due up, so the second time through for the bottom of the order. Run in the first on the Tresvik RBI single. And then a run in the third on the Amelia Lex sacrifice fly.
Some adjustments second time through. Anna Wohlers moving up in the batter's box all the way to the top, trying to get the curveball before it breaks. Start to see that more and more, just the communication, the idea of what is being pitched to you and where you can go. She's all the way at the front.
Yeah, about 39% with that curveball on the season, about 32% with the change. She'll toss in the occasional rise. So far tonight, top of the order has been productive. Not so much the bottom yet.
The bottom is where those 3 lefties sit back to back for Auburn. It's where Backus is like, oh, finally, some lefties. I can work that curveball away. I can work that curveball backdoor at their knee.
I think that messed with Lily Backus a little bit too, getting up in the box.
So the walk to start off the inning as South Carolina arrives. The Gamecocks in the house. Our final game of the evening with South Carolina, the 11 seed, Mississippi State, the 6 seed. We have now had 7 half innings in this one, ladies. 7 half innings, every single one of them. The first batter up has reached base.
Should be more runs to show for it.
Yeah, not able to move them around. So this will be, let's see, is this a pinch hitter and a pinch runner? Nope, Wohlers will stay in there at first base, and the pinch hitter is Maddie Penta's sister, Mariah. Mariah, 211 on the season, 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. A 5-sport star in high school. Not just softball, but volleyball, soccer, swimming, and gymnastics.
I mean, swimming and gymnastics, that's not just roll in and do it for a little bit. Like, that's gym hours, swim time. Wow. Okay.
Not that you can do that in soccer or volleyball either.
No.
Gloved at third, Mosley to second for 1. And they'll get the lead runner. 1 down.
Up to bat, number 66, Annabelle Weidra.
And Annabelle Weidra due up. That game coming up next. South Carolina last year as the 10 seed reached the championship. We spoke with Bev Smith this week, said we got to get on a burner like we did last year when they reached the finals. And for Mississippi State, they improved from 12th place last year to 6th place this year under Samantha Ricketts, enjoying the best season under her direction. Weidra not only lays down the bunt, but legs it out.
Well, I love what Weidra does here in this situation. She's going to put down the bunt and get it right back to Backus, who being left-handed, you know this is going to be a tough play for her. So good job of getting this bunt down, basically away from Mosley and Digby. And Backus has to go get that. And look at the way that she's going to have to turn and drop step back. That is just a lot of time. And with speed, you're not going to get those really good sneaky bunts that are put down in front.
Roach has re-entered and is running at second base with Weidra over at first. So the go-ahead in scoring position here for Peralta. Singled in the second inning. They've had a runner in scoring position every inning so far. 1 for 3 at the plate. Hot shot to short, and the backhand from Armistead to Mosley. And again, they take care of the lead runner. 2 down.
Number 16, KK McCrary.
Back to the top of the order, and KK McCrary 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored tonight.
Both hits, the out and the base hit, to the right side. She was going inside out with her swing.
And for a strike, 1-1. Deep drive out to left center, back on the track, and room for Goodwin to make the.
And so you've got your big hitter, Jada Kearney, up in the third inning. Kearney, how do you go for the short game there?
Well, we're facing one of the top pitchers in the country, and you're not going to get tons of opportunities. And then one of the things I learned from Lou is sometimes when you give yourself up like that, it actually creates some momentum for yourself, and it makes her feel like she's contributing. And, you know, hopefully the goal there is it gets her in a place where she's ready to go and just keeps feeling good about herself.
Thank you. For Penta, you guys are really making her work, taking a lot of at-bats, putting more pressure on her. How are you being so patient at the plate right now?
I think we're in a good place. We're feeling the pitches. We're doing a pretty solid job of identifying, and that's the hardest part with somebody like her. She tunnels the pitches so well. But I like where we're at. I think we're competing. We just got to kind of break through here.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Maddie Penta had 900 in her career.
Auburn took a 1-0 lead, then Georgia grabbed it in the bottom of the first 2-1. Tigers added a run in the third, all even at 2-2. Let's see if Penta can retire the leadoff. That has not yet happened in the game tonight for either pitcher. Holly referring to good at-bats. That included one from Jaden Goodwin that was 15 pitches before she drew a walk. This is Sarah Gordon, 6'7", 8". Winner to face Florida tomorrow in the quarters. Gordon pops it up. That's playable for Weidra, battling with the base. Finds some room, 1 down.
Penta keeps going to that changeup as well. I mean, you're kind of gearing up a lot of times for that rise, but we've seen her throw it about 10% more than she normally does, and her swing and misses, 10 of them, 6 have been on the changeup.
Foul.
Hasn't given up a hit since that first inning. Gave up that leadoff double, and then Mosley got a hit going the opposite way, but since then she's been really effective. Couple of walks. And that's the fastball that Mickey Dean was talking about. This is one team that's not afraid to use that fastball because they know it's about 2 to 3 miles an hour faster than her other pitches, and they can try to sneak it by, especially on that inner half of the plate.
You heard the pop on it.
Right?
Base hit through the left side for Kuma.
I think they're starting to pick or sit on the changeup.
Yeah, that was a changeup.
You could tell their reactions to it are a lot different. They're either seeing it out of the hand or they're hearing it from the dugout.
Here's Digby. Put down the sacrifice in the second.
So it is.
Couple of hits in that first inning, but only the one since then for the Bulldog batters.
So it's always interesting, just to your point about picking changeups, trying to figure out where they're getting it. I think another, oh, see, they definitely have it stealing on it now, so you know Georgia has it. But here's another interesting thing. We're at Auburn's home field, but they are in the first base dugout. They're typically in the third base dugout. So Maddie Penta, as a right-handed pitcher,
Right there.
is right there. Normally, her opponent would be in the first base dugout. They wouldn't be able to look into her glove, look into her grip. I think they're probably picking it off of her grip.
So the stolen base and into scoring position now. Georgia has had a runner in scoring position each time at the plate, just 1 of 8, however, so far.
Well, as a pitcher too, Smitty, you know this, it starts to get in your head. Maddie Penta is very aware of the fact that they have picked her changeup. They're not being quiet about it. They're yelling it from the dugout. They're now stealing off of it, so she's going to her harder stuff, and when she throws it, she has to be perfect now.
Yeah, because they know they can dive in. They know that's coming at 68, 69 miles an hour.
3-2 pitch, foul back.
And so you can always tell by hitters, like the way they're moving on a changeup, but you know when they're stealing on it, they absolutely have picked your changeup.
Another 3-2 from Penta. Got her.
How about that, though? Okay, they know it's coming, and Maddie Penta, look at this changeup. You talk about being absolutely perfect with a pitch. I mean, she's got to get that late movement, and you see it out of the back of her hand, and then that downward break. How about that? Hey, you guys want my changeup? You want to call my changeup? I'll throw it to you.
You still have to hit it or miss it like they just did.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It was impressive.
Strikeout number 4 for Penta. And it's Ellie Armistead with 2 outs. Your SEC strikeout leader, more than 172 teams in the country for Maddie. And right back to her to end the threat. And Arkansas, the winner 2 years ago in the SEC tournament. And there's a hot shot off the bat of Michaela Packer, and that's fair, and she's headed for second. thinking about third, and then slams on the brakes, and they're going to get her on the throw.
Wow.
Overran the bag, and she's out at second.
Taking a pitch on the outer half and just driving it down the line. Packer's been so good. But then a little bit of a mistake here, overrunning. That play is in front of her. She should see that she does not have the opportunity. Ellie Armistead, great throw back to Kuma for the tag out.
That is significant in a tie game with nobody out. Second double for Packer, but she is erased.
That was a big, big mistake. She had that double easily.
Yeah, I don't know what she was looking on that. Well, she thought maybe Armistead bobbled it, but you got to be tight on that turn.
With one down, here's Tresvik, who had an RBI single in the first. You saw the top four seeds that got byes, so these two clubs, everybody playing today, trying to win 4 games in 4 days for the title. That's happened just once before, and that was with Ole Miss in 2017 when they were the 8th seed. South Carolina almost pulled it off last year as the 10 seed. They lost to Tennessee in the final. And for Tennessee, their quest to go back-to-back will start tomorrow against LSU. LSU, Auburn, and then Florida has done it twice. Multiple championships in a row. There's a liner, and going down to get it is Goodwin. Couple of terrific plays out there and left. 2 down.
That is a tough play for a left fielder. Hit right at her.
Absolutely. Watch her read this. I mean, and knowing she didn't have to leave her feet. In fact, if she does, I don't think she can actually get underneath it enough. Beautiful job following it. That was like a 2-seam, just cutting down quick.
Let's send it down to Holly.
So this is literally my favorite thing in softball. The pitching coach for Georgia has come out to have a conference, and it is no other than Chelsea Wilkinson, who was the last pitcher to win the SEC tournament championship for the Georgia Bulldogs. Tony Baldwin has really relied on former players. Amber Freeman is also an assistant coach for them, who was a terrific catcher at Arizona State. These women have been in the position, been in the circle in this exact moment, and I love that he's leaning on these women's expertise to make his team better against for his softball team.
So many former players getting into the coaching game. Great to see.
Well, and I think, we talked about it earlier with Mickey Dean retiring this year, Emily Carasoni being named associate head coach this year. I mean, it bodes well for her opportunity to potentially take over that position. And when you can have an alumni slide into that spot, it's great.
Well, just the understanding. I mean, the players, you've been there, you know exactly what it's like.
Well, and look at the Pac-12, right? Have they been leaders in that? All the women that have played for their institutions that are now head coaches for their schools. I love that.
More there than anywhere else in the country.
Yep.
And all women.
Backus bringing it against Amelia Leck. 1-2. Georgia's going to bring the top of that order back around in the bottom of the 5th. And here they come. Dog and the championship game Saturday afternoon on ESPN2, a part of our 5-game championship pentagonal header on Saturday. I almost didn't find it. I was wondering, I'm like, what's after 4? Wait for it, it'll come to you.
Just the fact that you knew it.
That's how you get a doctor of letters right there.
Not a quintuple, is that?
Yeah.
quintuple header?
That might be the proper way to do it. But I've been watching Oppenheimer on airplanes lately, so I got the General Groves built the Pentagon, so
there you go.
5-sided.
Wow.
Goodnight fouls that off. Got to find some time to get out and see Fall Guy in the next couple of weeks. And, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine coming out this summer. So Dallas Goodnight, top of the order here for Bama. Early fireworks, 3 of the 4 runs coming in the first inning. And despite the sweltering heat, the bats have cooled considerably since as the pitchers have taken over.
This is Georgia's best opportunity at the top of their lineup.
Third time through the order, the opponent's batting average jumps against Penta, as it does against most pitchers, but she gets Goodnight here. LSU Gymnastics win a national championship. We've seen South Carolina women's basketball win a national championship. Good little run here for the Southeastern Conference. If you're wondering, by the way, the SEC's regular season champion has gone on to play in the World Series 16 times in 27 years. And the same goes for the SEC tournament champion. That's better than a 50-50 proposition. That if you get the ring, you're going on to Oklahoma City in a few weeks.
Well, think of how this tournament prepares you for that. I mean, this feels like the World Series. I mean, you got the fans, the hecklers, the crowd, the television, interviews from Holly Rowe. I mean, anytime Holly's down there.
I mean, anytime she shows up.
A big time.
Big game. Well, and to win this, you've got to be executing in all areas of the game. You got to be pitching well. You've got to be hitting in key situations, and you obviously have to be fielding the ball well. So you continue that through the postseason. That's usually the recipe that puts you in Oklahoma City.
Shallow left center, and coming on is McCrary. 2 down.
And Penta's numbers typically jump going that third time through the lineup, but what she's done so well here to both Goodnight and Goodwin is that she's worked from ahead. Both of them retired on 1-2 counts, and when she pitches and when she's not pitching backward, she's one of the best in the country because she's got so many different tools she can throw at you with 2 strikes.
That's exactly what Mickey told us, is she's got to work ahead and less pitches per plate appearance.
Yep.
Jada Kearney, she struck her out in the first, and then Jada laid down a sacrifice in the third. The SEC's home run leader. Not to jinx anything, but we haven't had a 1-2-3 inning just yet. Well, technically last inning might have been a...
It was.
It was a 2-3 inning.
Yeah, see, they're saying no.
That's because the first out was after Michaela Packer doubled and then got picked off the base, overrunning it.
That's the pitch right there. She's seen a whole bunch of, a lot of changeups, low and away. Maddie Penta has executed it perfectly. Struck her out on it, her first at bat. She keeps coming up and in, low and away with the changeup. That is the only way to get the biggest bat in this lineup out.
And the perfect time to throw it on a 2-0 count.
Down and in to Kearney.
And then gets her to chase a fastball that's completely out of the zone.
She bunted last time. She's like, "Give me, I want to hit."
Exactly. And they're challenging, and they're challenging her inside. She's one of the best in the business, and Beth, we talk about this all the time, Jess. That apogee, right? She stays inside the ball and always hits so well going to right field, and that's why Auburn's challenging her on that inner half.
They stay away from her there, 3-2. For the uninitiated, the Oppo Gs, Georgia has 2 big Gs in left center and right center. They love the gap hits. And that's what they strive for when they're playing in Athens, and they take it on the road with them.
That was the best pitch Kearney has seen. You can see by her reaction, like, oh man, give that one to me again. Just missing it foul. She's backing off the plate a little bit more, knowing how far in.
And draws the walk. Another quality at bat for Georgia. Base runner with 2 down for Sarah Mosley. Drove in a run in the first with a single. That's the 4th walk. The other 3 have not hurt on the scoreboard.
Well, these are the biggest bats in the lineup, and you can tell Penta is pitching them differently. And Smitty, you talked about her pitching ahead of the first 2. These last 2, she's been kind of around the zone, trying to get them to chase.
Well, if you can get Mosley here for the 3rd out, you may not have to see them again.
Mosley's another one that can hit for power to all fields. She'll take up an inside pitch and drive it to left field, but she'll also take a pitch on the outer half and drive it over the fence to right field.
Oof. Hard swing and a miss. Two and two.
Has not come inside at all. Everything has been away off the plate.
3-1, actually, the count. And short Peralta is the Penta. 5 innings of work, just the 3 hits in a 2-2 game, and she has kept everything in-house against the top home run hitting team in the SEC with Florida, 6th best in the country. But so far, she's got the 10-seed Tigers right in it. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Here's Axe Milanowski. Winner will get the Gators tomorrow. 5 Eastern on SEC Network. X struck out in the first, flew out to center in the 3rd.
Backus has done a good job, you know, after the first couple runs especially, of mixing her pitches. I mean, they've definitely been setting more curveballs. She's done a nice job of mixing in the rise ball. And just changing that eye level. Then you come back inside with the curveball, or you backdoor it to these righties, and it's just a different look.
Two here to Axe. There have been opportunities aplenty. Both sides have left 5 on base, but they are just a combined 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position, and only 1 for 10 hitting with 2 outs.
Yeah. So here's that situational statistic that comes back to tell the picture.
And that is a foul ball. Cameron Ellison quickly up behind home plate. Robbie Guest and Chelsea Clark on the bases tonight. For Lily Backus, who started her career, played a couple of seasons at North Carolina, and then back in her native Georgia. With an RPI of 24, 7 top 25 wins, and the #1 strength of schedule, Auburn looks good to head back to the NCAAs. And on the run, nicely done by Sydney Kuma. One down. Holly?
Well, guys, we're getting a good look at Maddie Penta in the dugout for the Auburn Tigers. She is just such a fun spirit, personality. She describes herself as a weirdo. She's into a lot of unique and interesting things, singing, dancing, and sharks. So you do see a lot of shark fins in the dugout. They passed out these foam shark, what do you call those, fins? Instead of fingers on her senior day.
Popped up, caught
Yes,
foul
we'll go with
territory.
fins.
Yeah,
We'll
the
go with
foam,
fins.
let's go foam fins there.
So there you go. There's the fins. That is for Maddie Penta, because obviously you wouldn't think there's a natural shark fin tie-in to the Auburn Tigers, but that is all for Maddie. She loves sharks, and she is a shark in the circle getting those strikeouts.
Self-proclaimed weirdo. Nothing weird about you.
Penta shark. Da, 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 da.
That should be your walkout song.
Exactly.
I love just the way her teammates play for her, around her. I mean, she just expresses herself so well and leaves it all out there.
Here's Rose Roach, who was re-entered. Struck out in the second, then was pinch hit for in the fourth. Swing and the miss, 1-2. Backus approaching 100 pitches tonight. It would be big for Georgia if they can get the win here to have Madison Kerpix back. Tony Baldwin did tell us she is available. Not sure if she's 100% or not, but she could combo with Shelby Walters tomorrow.
And they're a great mix because Walters has a lot of drop, a lot of down in the zone. Kerpix has a really good rise ball. There's a good
Oh,
look
there
at
she
Kerpix.
is.
Yeah.
Something Tony said is we'll probably see a mix of pitchers even in this game, but Backus has done such a good job, especially these later innings.
It's Riley Orcutt out there as well. Ground ball to first. And a 1-2-3 inning.
More than average, too, for Georgia. They're at 27% on the rise ball. She's getting almost double in this game.
5, 6, and 7 coming up here in the bottom of the sixth. Time now getting short. Lindy Ray walked in the first, struck out in the third. So far today, LSU beat Alabama 3-2 in 14 innings, the longest game in SEC history. And then Missouri held on to beat Ole Miss 3-1. Pitchers having their way here on this Wednesday at the SEC tournament.
Oh, it'll change. You get deeper into this tournament and
She says that so confidently.
oh yeah. It's not, that's the hardest thing I feel like about tournaments is, you know, pitchers having to go back to back or play off each other, and you get more looks as hitters. I mean, you're playing a game every day here.
There you go from the opening game. 115 batters, 432 pitches. It was almost 4 hours long. Just barely missed out on the record for time. But the 14 innings broke the old record of 13 innings.
Which tells you how much the pitch timer has made a difference.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and for Sydney Berzon, what, 208 pitches just from her. Taylor Pleasance winning it with a walk-off. (3-2) to Davis, pops it up. Peralta, one down. Then Lauren Krings helped us catch up in the second game. She worked quickly for Missouri, needed only 79 pitches to set the tone. And that Missouri win got us close to back on track. One more game still to come tonight, Mississippi State, South Carolina.
Of course, we need a run to be scored if we don't want to go extras here in an inning.
Yeah, and there is some inclement weather expected tomorrow in the area. So hopefully we get the 4 games in, starting at noon Eastern with Tennessee LSU. Ground ball to third, and second chance for Widra. She takes care of it, 2 down.
Just wanted to make it exciting. It's like, I got some time. Let me throw it up, juggle it around a little bit. The best part is she stays with it, makes a good throw. A lot of times you see that rushed throw go errant.
Sid Kuma, a walk and a single.
Boy, and Penta getting more efficient as she goes these last couple innings. Continuing to hammer that zone, mix her pitches, and her ratio of pitches is outstanding as well. She's right where you want to be, right around 65 to 70% strikes. That's that fastball in the inner half. When she can really thread the needle with that pitch, she is tough to hit because she will hammer that low inside zone. And with the effectiveness of her changeup, it's just hard to get your barrel to that position in the strike zone.
Two and two. Sydney Chambly, a pinch hitter on deck here for the Dogs. Two to Kuma. Full count.
You could tell Penta wanted that pitch. It looked like a curveball in the outer half. Coach is asking where it missed. Curveball. Borderline.
Ball 4. Go ahead run on base for Georgia.
Fifth walk given up by Penta.
What you got for us, Holly?
Well, Sydney Chambly getting up right now for Georgia, but she got some big news from the University of Georgia today. She was just accepted to the Masters of Teaching program. Very big news for her. She continues her education as a Bulldog, but getting into one of those programs that is so competitive and so tough. Congratulations to Sydney. She already got a win in life today, and now she's looking for one on the softball field.
Yeah, member of that senior class. This is her 202nd career game at Georgia. Out of Dallas, Georgia. She's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. Georgia trying to grab a late lead. Mississippi State's on deck. taking on South Carolina next. Off speed for a strike.
She took even more off of that one. We've seen that sit 59, 60 miles an hour all game long. That last one, 53. There's change-ups, and then there's that.
Yeah, that'll make you fall out of your shoes. And then comes back even slower at 48.
It's like an ephus. It's a 17th swing and miss that she's gotten. And over half of those have been on that pitch.
Tony Baldwin out to talk with Chambly.
Probably telling her, you got to wait. You got to be late. And knowing that she's clearly seeing a hole. If anything, foul it off to that third base side. But don't be early. I don't know, after seeing 48, 70 is going to look like 110.
1-2 pitch from Maddie Penta. And a stolen base, diving in safe for Kuma. And now into scoring position.
2 stolen bases for Kuma in this one.
Just her 8th and 9th of the season. Chance now for Chambly.
Calling that one again. Hadn't been calling for a while. And then they came back, started calling that one again.
Not every hitter wants to know.
Exactly.
That's the difference. Some hitters, it messes with their head if they know the changeup's coming. Chambers clearly one that wants to know, especially after those first 2 swing and misses. She's probably looking at the dugout like, give me the next one, please.
Exactly.
Look at the self-talk, too, from Sydney. Good eye, full count. Nice to be able to go to Jaden Fields in this situation if they can get to her as the pinch hitter. Penta says no. Big strikeout with the to Oklahoma City. Tennessee, the regular season champs, the #1 seeds, will open up tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern against LSU. And we will decide an SEC champion on Saturday night, heading into the tournament selection show Sunday night, prime time on ESPN2. 2 hours of coverage for you, releasing the bracket starting at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And then a regional weekend, a super regional, and on to the Women's College World Series, every pitch for you. Backus takes care of Widra. Holly?
Well, the Auburn hitters are getting some help here on the Plains. They've got a beautiful new facility. Take a look at this. This is their new indoor batting cage area. The Greg Eheim Player Development Center, brand new, really looking good, and allows so many people to get work in, get those swings in, and everybody gets a turn. Really nice new facility they've invested in.
Well, the crowd that they've got for this tournament, and honestly, perfect weather right now. I mean, if you're anywhere around here, look how big.
Gorgeous.
I love that it's development center, too, because you can push those cages back to a whole lot, pretty much play a whole softball game in there.
Of course, Georgia is following suit. They are putting the finishing touches on their beautiful new indoor facility that, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll see it next year's SEC tournament in Athens.
Boy, the changeup's been the pitch of the night.
Yep.
Tori said it, right? When we went to studio. Who is going to sit a speed? I don't think neither of these teams are sitting a speed right now.
What was it, a daddy? What was the daddy?
Daddy hack.
Daddy hack.
Daddy hack.
That is not a daddy hack. That will
I don't know. If they get their mama hacks on, that's when maybe
Maybe a mama hack.
the daddy hacks are the ones that are getting out right now.
2 down, top of the order, KK McCrary.
Yeah, a lot of fly ball outs. That's how Backus has been able to get, especially these last few innings.
Dogs looking for an out here and then a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, by the way, if they do come back with Jaden Fields, who was in the on-deck circle getting ready to pinch hit. Another player that has an opportunity to win it with one swing.
She can mash.
Due up is 9, and then the top of the order for Georgia. In for a strike, 2-2.
Both pitchers going to the changeup more the last 2 innings than they have the whole game. That's yet 3rd time through the order. Got to be unpredictable. And that's what I felt like Backus was early. I felt like she was very predictable with that curveball. They were sitting east to west, and they were all over it. It's been a different story.
McCrary chats with Eugene Linty, the assistant coach here, longtime head coach at DePaul. Took many a team to the NCAA tournament and a couple to the World Series. In the dirt, full count. This is the 4th time through now for the top of the order. And look at the jump. Ops better than 500 against her. Go ahead run aboard for the Tigers here with 2 outs. And Michaela Packer has doubled twice tonight.
She's done it on pretty much the same pitch, middle away.
40 for 99.
One she pulled, the other one she went with.
Look at that, 3 doubles through the first 46 games, 2 tonight. And pitching change coming up here. Outs in her career against Kerpix. Chops it foul. Go ahead, run it first with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Winner. And the hit batter will push the go-ahead run into scoring position.
Remember, it's been a month since Kerpix has thrown a pitch in a game, and so just not everything is going to be as sharp. Heck of a time to put her in, too.
Yeah.
Top of the 7th, game is tied.
It is her 23rd appearance, but her first since April 14th.
Pitch runner checking in at second base for the Tigers, number 20, Abby Smith.
Abby Smith is the pinch runner at second. That is the go-ahead. Winner plays Florida tomorrow. Loser goes home and gets ready for the selection show on Sunday. Isis Tresvik, who fouls it off her foot.
Right around it into her toe.
That's in for a strike, 0-2. Third best with runners in scoring position in the SEC this year for Kerpix. But Tresvik is their best hitter in these situations for Auburn, and she has the RBI single back in the first inning. Two and two. So a walk and a hit batter here, both coming with 2 outs. And the pitching change in between. Swing and a miss. Kerpix comes on and gets the strikeout. And it's been a while. Jaden Fields is the pinch hitter in the 9 spot in the order for Georgia. Both their runs coming all the way back in the first inning. Fields jammed, pops it up. 1 down. Top of the order now, so the 4th time through, it's Dallas Goodnight. As Maddie Penta tries for her first SEC tournament win. She does have a save in her Auburn career. Goodnight doubled to lead things off in that first inning for Georgia and came in to score on the error. Dogs looking for a base runner with Goodwin, possibly Kearney and Mosley still to come. Still looming over this game is a decision to sacrifice Kearney back in the 3rd inning with a runner on base. She dropped down the bunt. The SEC's home run leader this year. And it was a gamble that did not pay off. They did not get that runner home.
Penta does a good job to keep these Georgia hitters in between. They're not really sitting slow, and then they're late to hard. And when you're in between as a hitter, Jess, you know, that's a recipe for disaster.
126 pitches. LSU, Sydney Berzon is looking on. Throw 70 more, then we'll talk. She threw 208 today in LSU's 14-inning win.
Which actually, in the scheme of things, is pretty efficient. I mean, you're looking at
2 games.
Yeah, of about 100 pitches each. So that's a pretty efficient pitch count. If it was 2 games, but it wasn't 1 game.
Penta is hoping for a second extra inning game in the day. (3-2). Roller to first, 2 down.
Savage chain has been quiet tonight.
Jaden Goodwin, 2 spot in the order. First pitch swinging, fly ball, and it is caught and held on by lots of zeros up there from the 4th inning on. Maddie Penta still going for Auburn. And the second pitcher for Georgia here is Madison Kerpix, who has faced 2 batters, got a big strikeout to end the top of the 7th, and returns now to face 4, 5, and 6. On the season, Auburn 3-2, Georgia 3-1 in extras. We are here at Jane B. Moore Field in Auburn, but as the higher seed, the 10 seed, Auburn the visitors here against the 7 seed Georgia. Beautiful night at the ballpark. Starting to cool off just a bit on what has been a steamy afternoon and evening. Amelia Leck had the sacrifice fly to bring in a run in the 3rd. Fly out and a ground out. Six of the last 16 games now going extras, including 2 today. LSU Alabama went 14 to set a new record. Outside the bag at 3rd.
Let's not break it, folks.
Yeah, usually it's fun to do, but
that's not the record you want.
This is just the start of a busy week here at the SEC tournament. Our 5 championship games coming your way on Saturday. American, ACC, SEC, Big 12, and Pac-12. Right side, back on the grass, and calling for it is Kuma.
So the story of this game is the inability of both teams to adjust the changeup, and it has been so consistently thrown. I mean, new pitcher right now, Madison Kerpix, but she got the memo. Hey, just keep throwing the off speed, and we're seeing Auburn way out in front. Georgia, a ton of swing and miss on that pitch.
Yeah, if you're the pitch caller in this game, why would you change? I mean, just because the pitcher changed, I'd keep throwing the same pitches because neither team has really adjusted or adapted to it.
Here's Zach Milanowski.
And it's such a fun pitch to hit when you know it's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm shocked about is we've seen in multiple occasions where it's been called, teams are sitting it and they're still missing it. And you give credit to the pitchers, it's a good pitch. But at the end of the day, 50 miles an hour on a platter, like, I'll take it.
Well, that's why at some point at practice, you have to practice that. You have to practice like sitting change and being okay letting that outside pitch go that's for a strike or inside pitch go that's for a strike because you're selling out for that changeup.
Yep.
But you have to work on those things and get comfortable thinking, I know I'm going to get it. I'm going to be patient, and then I'm going to slaughter it.
In foul ground, Mosley is there.
Number 22, Anna
So 2 down. Still processing, be patient and slaughter it. And here comes Anna Wohlers.
Smitty seems so nice, guys, but I'm telling you.
Well, you get her talking pitching and whew.
Oh, I've been on the other side of that. Chops them up, throws them to the fire. That's how she rolls.
Kerpix looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Beth Mullins along with Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza, Holly Rowe. Between the 4 of us, we have 3 gold medals. We're very proud of that.
Congrats.
Congrats all around. You got a lovely new Olympic necklace I see for Mother's Day. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The Olympic rings. No games in Paris, but they will be in Los Angeles in 2028. So you know a lot of players that are just out of the game, maybe some that are on our set tonight, and then some of these players that are still in the prime of their careers may be taking a shot at that Olympic team. Strikeout for Kerpix and a 1-2-3 inning. Well struck, but foul.
She was ready for that one. And that's what, I mean, I'm just looking for these hitters to sit on something. And she was looking inside. She had backed off the plate a little bit. Just got around it, hit it foul. But you got to know the changeup's coming.
They walk it off. They get Florida tomorrow afternoon. If Penta shuts them down, we go to the 9th.
There it is.
Yep.
0-2.
And she comes in on the inner half on it.
Jammed her, pops her up. 1 down. A win for Penta. Here comes Sarah Mosley, playing in her 253rd game tonight at Georgia. 1 for 3 with an RBI. She's done such a good job tonight keeping them off balance, keeping into the yard. Remember, we talked at the beginning. She's allowed 20 home runs this season. And Auburn as a staff, the second most in the SEC. Georgia, that's their specialty, but nothing doing thus far.
This is the count you want to be in. Yeah, that's the hack. You're looking, you can tell, hunting. They've rarely been ahead in the count. That's where Penta has done such a great job. It's been her pitches, her choice. 2-1 count. She's thrown 78% changeup. So you got to know that's coming.
And it came right there again.
Dropped the bottom out of that one. 2-2.
Well, and that's the predictability that you've got to be able to attack as a hitter. And she's getting him to chase that down into the dirt, which is even more effective for Penta. I mean, her EV tunnels in terms of velocity, effective velocity, have been outstanding today. I mean, because she will throw that changeup and then she'll ride that fastball up at 70 miles an hour, and they're late. They foul it back, or she induces the pop-up, just how she got Kearney to pop up.
Reaches down for the 2-2, drives it all the way back to the wall, and it's caught by Packer. She put a charge in it. 2 down.
Hardest hit we've seen against the changeup, all the way to the wall. Michaela Packer, beautiful job. You can tell this is her home stadium. Didn't even have to look. She knew exactly where the wall was. She made that look easy, you guys. It is not an easy catch running back towards the wall on a ball hit that hard. Haley McClenny had a good look at it. She's like, I know how to do that.
Absolutely.
Here's Lindy Ray Davis, 0 for 2 with a walk. Wohlers will talk to Penta. So the 2 offenses against the changeup tonight.
Not so hot.
No.
Yay, pitchers.
Yay, pitchers.
Sorry, Jess. Jess is just shaking her head.
I mean, that would be my biggest, as a hitting coach, telling both these offenses, it is now an insult of the fact that you have not hit this pitch. Somebody sit on it and beat them with the pitch that's been the most effective.
And I'd let Lindy Ray Davis have the green light here.
A walk on 4 pitches with 2 outs. And Sarah Gordon coming up. No activity in the bullpen. And I'm guessing that Georgia's going to get a pinch runner on here. The game winner now at first base, Hannah Davila. A pop-up and a ground out to third and a hit into a double play back in the first inning. Wild pitch, and the game winner now in scoring position for Georgia.
It's like a fastball that just completely got away from Maddie Penta.
Swing and a miss.
Hear that pop,
Bringing
Smitty?
Bringing it.
Heard it from here.
Yeah.
Brought a little fire.
145 pitches. That's all right. I still got 70 in my arm.
And Gordon's a sub 100 hitter with runners in scoring position this year. Out in front of the off speed.
And they're still calling that from the dugout. Can hear it. But you're right, Smitty. I don't think they've had enough practice with knowing how to hit it, even knowing it's coming.
Struck her out. Game winner stranded at second. Maddie Penta getting it.
Oh, for their last 13 batters, actually. Just a hit by pitch and a walk.
7, 8, and 9 coming up. Here's Rose Roach. SEC tournament back here at Auburn for the first time since 2007. LSU and Danny Hoffer beat Florida in the championship. Still the only home team to ever win the title, Alabama. They did it twice. 2012, 2021.
That was one of the things Mickey Dean told this team was like, hey, it could be 15 years. SEC keeps growing, and how many teams are in this before you ever see it back here in Auburn. You guys might have children that'll be watching it, and enjoy this. Enjoy this moment, the fact that you get to play here in your home stadium for a big tournament like this.
Hoping to play another day. Roach skies that out to left. Goodwin has it as we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, just so impressed with Kerpix coming in for Georgia in this circle. It's been almost a month since she pitched live in a game. She enters mid-inning and has to get a crucial strikeout. As she came to the dugout for the Dogs, everybody was hyping her up. She got a huge hug from her pitching coach, Chelsea Wilkinson, and I just cannot imagine how you can come in. You haven't thrown live for a month and be this sharp this quickly. Kerpix really putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah, out with an illness for the last 3 weeks. All SEC second teamer a year ago, a 20-game winner 2 years ago.
Well, and she hit the first batter, so you're thinking, okay, where's this going to head? And she's been lights out since.
Pinch hitter here is Millie Roberts in the 9 spot. Millie 3 for 19 on the season, so just her 20th at bat. Kerpick's now into her 3rd inning of work. She came on in the 7th to replace the starter Lily Backus. She's been efficient as well.
Whoa.
Down and in, and the swing and miss.
See the bend on this pitch? I mean, there's changeups, and then there's like a 2-seam running in on the hands with off speed. Look at this bend. That is a strike out of the hand and then almost hit your back ankle on the swing. Dirty.
It's like an off-speed screwball.
Yes, crazy. Yeah, people inventing pitches out here. That's her 3rd strikeout. Here's Peralta in the 9 spot in the order. She had a single back in the 2nd. That one's in the dirt.
What's interesting too, Jess, with the changeups, the number of them that have been chased out of the zone low just shows that the hitters aren't even seeing them, identifying them. But you know, and that's the other thing, is that if your front foot's down early and you're sitting it, you're going to see it better, and you're not going to chase it out of the zone. You hit it when it's like that. And so that's where in a 2-0, when you have a pitcher that throws that pitch so effectively for a strike, you have to be ready to know it's coming on a 2-0 count.
Here's the 2-1. Smacks it to 3rd. Mosley takes care of it on another opportunity coming up for Georgia to end it. Quarterfinals.
Really, the biggest difference of this game was the error in the 1st inning. So those 2 runs coming kind of off that error that was a strikeout. An overthrow to first base on the drop 3rd.
Here's Sydney Kuma. Single and a couple of walks today for her. Will it be one of these seniors that makes the massive move to win it?
Kuma's the only one that's gotten a hit off of the changeup. Just kind of poked it through the 5-6 hole.
Yeah, her single in the 4th is their last hit off of Maddie.
I like that aggressive swing on a 2-0 leveraged count.
I like it too, but fair. I mean, we're seeing so many foul balls on really good swings, but they're hitting them back to the backstop. It's just another strike.
Oh, she came back with that changeup again. That almost 80% on a 2-1 count. Throwing that changeup. That's 8 of 10 pitches on a 2-1 count.
Sid stays in it. Full count. Over 150 pitches now for Penta. And the 4th time for these Georgia hitters to see it. Kuma sends one deep, back to the track, and now coming in to make the catch is Isis Tresvik. Her initial look up had her worried that was leaving. And then a couple steps in to make the catch, 1 down. So they've had a couple of deep drives tonight, but Penta unaffected. Here's Emily Digby. Maddie has struck her out twice on the change.
Yeah, the difference is you got to get to her early. When she gets ahead in the count, she's putting down these hitters.
In a row now for Penta without allowing a hit.
She's calling her own pitch on this one. Oh.
Clips the inside corner. 3-1. Same spot.
Wow. Digby even backed off the plate, looking on the inner half.
Perfectly located pitches, 3-0 and then 3-1.
Slow roller to Peralta, charging. Got her. 2 down. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Ellie Armstead. For 2. Last time in the order, Jaden Fields came on to pinch hit for her. Both outs. Slow rollers right back to Penta.
Just has gotten better and better as the game goes on. First time through the lineup, gave up 2 hits. Second time through the lineup, gave up 1 hit. Third time, and now almost the 4th time through the lineup, has not given up a hit.
Yeah, working on 5 innings of no-hit ball right here. Armstead to second. 1, 2, 3 inning for Maddie Penta. And McCrary is the last in the batting order that has not seen Madison yet. So after that, a second look.
We might have to go to international tiebreakers at the SEC tournament.
I'm for that.
It's putting that into the ether.
Yeah.
Especially have
in
to
tournament situations, it's nice to have.
Yeah, 4 games a day.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be the 8th, but right now on the 10th, let's go.
And snagged it short. Armstead. Digby unable to pick it. And to go ahead run aboard to lead things off.
Well, this has already taken away a base hit just off the bat. The fact that Armstead just gets to this ball, you could almost see it get to the grass, comes up the middle. A tough throw. Looks like Digby was gonna dig it, and she does, but then it comes out late. Would have been a great play all around.
Well, and Armstead actually had enough time to set a little bit better to make a cleaner throw. So they're actually going to call that an error.
Oh boy, and Ellison has been hit again. That's the 2nd time on a deflection. This time I think it's off the Packers bat.
Oh my gosh. You could go a season without that happening, and it happens twice in 2 innings.
Checking with Ellison, making sure he's all right. Oh. So Michaela Packers had 2 of the best hits of the night, a couple of doubles. Both of those coming off of Backus, the starter. Thought about the sacrifice.
Trying to play a little small ball, see if they can't get McCrary into scoring position.
Scored their first run. She sacrificed over McCrary. Nicest hitter in.
Yeah. That was her second sacrifice of the year. She'll try and do it again. And the throw down to first in time to get her. But she bumps McCrary over to second base. Mickey Dean coming out for a challenge. And he does.
Auburn is challenging the play at first base. The call on the field is out. That play is now under review.
McCrary was flying down the line. Ooh. Looks like they got her. Ooh.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, she might have beat that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the look right there.
Ruling on the field is an out. It can be confirmed or reversed, or if they don't think they have the video evidence, they'll just say the play stands.
I don't know. That's. Oh my gosh, that is as close as you're gonna get. And it's almost, do they go with what they have?
After further review, the call on the field is upheld. The runner is out. This is Auburn's first challenge.
That's a great call, though, by Mickey Dean to challenge that, because it was so close. In fact, if they had called her safe, I think you keep it safe.
They will have one more. Also, since we're beyond the 6th inning, the umpires can initiate their own review if they want. So with one out, and McCrary in scoring position, here's Tresvik. She has the only hit of the night with a runner in scoring position for Auburn, and that came back in the 1st inning.
She swung early in the count. She was super aggressive. Second pitch, low and away, just poked it to right field. That's all they've got to do.
She's had 2 chances since, could not get the run in. Tresvik sends that the opposite way. Back it goes, and it's caught by Kearney. And the runner will tag McCrary to third with 2 outs. And the go-ahead run now 1 bag away.
Talk a lot about Kearney's ability with the bat, but that was a nice drop.
%50 of her hits, home runs. Oh, big swing and a miss.
She backed off the plate, looking inside. She got the pitch that she wanted to hit.
It was just off speed, just enough.
High with the rise.
See, the mindset here, too, the runner's 60 feet away. You don't need a gap shot. You don't need it to go over the fence. You just need a hit.
Touchscreen.
With something.
Three and one.
Good job by Sarah Gordon to keep that in front.
Milanowski's on deck. She's 0 for 4. That'll do it.
When you look at Penta and Lowe throughout their career, they've done a lot of damage in the SEC.
Nine innings of work for Maddie, just the 3 hits allowed. And only one of those runs earned. Dogs don't have a hit since way back in the 4th inning. And now here's the top of the order. Fourth chance to walk it off. They went 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. Had a base runner in the 8th, and then 1, 2, 3 in the 9th. And the top hitting home run team in the SEC now 31 innings without sending one out. They did not hit one in their season finale series against Mississippi State.
Well, Ashton Wesley was outstanding against them, and she also throws a lot of changeup and down in the zone.
Georgia has the highest swing and miss on the changeup in the SEC. They've shown it tonight.
2-2.
You know, our game's become so dependent on the long ball, the ball in the gap, that sometimes when you get into these battles, you got to be able to go back to the short game, the speed game, mixing up the defense.
Oh. That came way inside, but it looks like it hit the knob of the bat. Another 2-2 pitch. Off the glove of Widra, and there is the game winner now aboard for Georgia. With excellent speed at first base, and good night.
And this is where speed, Smitty, exactly what you talked about. Short game, which Dallas has not gone to tonight at all, but because she's looking for the slap, she forces the error. Widra trying to rush a ball that she can normally play if she was swinging away.
First and third pinched in. Possible sacrifice here for Goodwin. Doesn't get it down, 0-1. She only has one sacrifice all year. Only 12 for the entire team this season. And now 0-2.
Well, at this point, you still have to know what your job is, and that's just to move your teammate up 60 feet, get her into scoring position however you can. And that means ball on the dirt. Yep, preferably right side.
One for Goodnight to be extra aggressive on anything in the dirt.
Goodwin. Right back to Lowe, fires to second to get the lead runner. Unproductive out for Georgia.
Both of these Auburn pitchers, Penta and Lowe, do a very good job of fielding their position. No hesitation. They go after lead runners, and again, so important deep into games, being able to get that lead runner out.
Jada Kearney.
Almost a 400 hitter against lefties. But that's what I've been surprised with, is she's been first pitch taking consistently, and that has been the best pitches that she's seen this game.
Looking for her first hit of the night. And Lowe Again, getting ahead in counts, 0-2.
Great job behind the plate from Anna Wohlers. With a runner on base, usually you don't see going to the knees because you're worried about the runner. She was definitely worried, more concerned about making sure she fielded that properly.
Goodwin down at first. 2-2. First team All-American a year ago. Spent the summer with USA softball. Led the SEC in home runs this year.
Tony Baldwin talked about her having that sense of over-try, wanting to do it so much, trying so hard, feeling like she needs to swing for the entire team. And this is a moment, it's an example of that. She understands her offense is not producing runs and hits. She knows she's the best one in this lineup.
Struck her out. 2 down.
How about been right on it, just right to people?
Take strike one. Mosley, very good in her career against lefties, has hit a couple of home runs, in fact, off of low in her career. Hugging those shark fins. As Penta looks on.
Well, that's one thing I've noticed from Mosley. She's been pretty particular about what she's hunting, and she hit that ball deep in her last at-bat. You can tell she's seeing the ball well.
Three and one. Might rather pitch to Davis anyways in this situation.
Oh man, put a runner in scoring position. Not going to do it on purpose. You want to try to get her to chase. Back to a curveball.
Full count. Game-winning run down at first base for the Dogs. Ball 4, and that will push the game winner into scoring position.
Now you got the matchup you want for Shelby Lowe, left on left. You get through those two tough right-handed batters, the numbers just drop. 178 versus lefties versus 262 and righties.
That's how we feel.
She was saying it all.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Here's Lindy Ray Davis. Lowe keeps throwing those first pitch strikes, and Georgia keeps watching them. Oh for 2, 2 walks.
Lefties hit just a $150, excuse me, $178 off of Lowe.
Godwin at second. Mosley at first. 1-2.
And that's where left on left. You think about the curveball that goes away from you for lefties, that's always a tough pitch. But how about the curveball that comes at you? That's what you're seeing freezing Lindy Ray Davis.
Oh, that's why she was just shaking her head, Jess. Exactly what you said.
That was going to hit me. It comes back over the plate.
Oh, another big block by Wohlers. 2-2. Lindy Ray Davis popped up in foul territory, and it's caught by Milanowski. That ends the threat. We are going.
It's okay. So how are you feeling about it? How are you handling this? He throws it back on the players and does not want to even think about not coaching softball.
Wants another home game tomorrow, and then he will lead the Tigers into the NCAA tournament. Axe Milanowski here in the top of the 11th inning. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Auburn hitless in their last 17 trips to the plate. Excuse me, 20 trips to the plate. Winner gets Florida tomorrow.
I'm about to run out of scorecard. Am I allowed to say that?
I just made some extra space. The line out there, 1 down.
I got 13 innings.
We've already had a 14-inning game today. That set a new SEC tournament record. There's the shark, the Matty Penta shark fin with the War Eagle.
Shark Week
It's a
must
little
just
eagle
be
nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. What eagle wouldn't want to rest on a dorsal fin of a shark?
Oh, and 2 now to Anna.
She's been tremendous behind the plate after that error in the first inning. She was so frustrated with herself, and really the reason why we're in extra innings, but she did not let it affect the rest of her defensive game. Gotta flush it, especially in these big games.
Oh, 2 pitch.
Kerpix has just been so strong since she's entered the game. She's induced quite a few pop-ups. Just a couple of ground outs, just really efficient.
Full count. They went 1, 2, 3 in the 8th and the 9th. They had a runner on base in the 10th. Couldn't get McQuarrie in, stranded at third base. That's launched down the line, and on the run to make the catch is Kearney. 2 down.
Outfielders are just too good. Would have seen a lot more offense, but they just keep taking away hits. Some great reads too. We've seen some balls right up against the wall. A couple diving catches.
Here's Rose Roach.
I just believe that the team that's going to win this game is the one that's going to be aggressive early. At first strike, that each hitter sees has got to be swinged at with conviction. Not hesitation like that, and that's usually Auburn. No one swings more earlier in the count than Auburn in the SEC. They are a first pitch swinging team, very aggressive, but they have not been in this game.
Yeah, just 166 walks on the season. They definitely don't work that deep into counts.
To short, Armistead. 1, 2, 3 for Kerpix. To the bottom of in the quarterfinals tomorrow night. So a 5th opportunity now to walk it off for Georgia. Starts with Sarah Gordon, 7, 8, and 9. Gordon 0 for 4 with a strikeout, is hit into a double play. That was back in the first inning about 3.5 hours ago. But since Auburn tied the game at 2 apiece in the 3rd inning, it has been crickets at the plate. The pitchers fabulous. Penta and Lowe for Auburn, Backus and Kerpix for Georgia.
A little bit of an advantage for the pitchers of both staffs having not played this year.
Georgia just 1 hit in their last 25 plate appearances in the ball game. And Gordon pops it up to Peralta, 1 down.
Well, and this is the first thing that Tony Baldwin said, is that we can't pop the ball up. We can't make easy outs, and that's exactly what has happened.
Yeah, he sarcastically said, yeah, nothing like that pressure of having to field a pop fly, and trying to tell his team, like, put the ball on the ground. Is the opposite kind of what the game's being taught now, but.
And that's how they actually scored in the first inning. Now, granted, it was a strikeout, but the ball was on the ground, and there was a throwing error. You're not going to have a throwing error on a pop-up. Right, that's why they call it a can of corn.
Low hands on hip. She thought that was a strike. To Sydney Kuma.
She's had the best at-bats of anyone in this lineup. Few walks, hit. Barely hit one out, actually. Her last at-bat almost hit one out.
Pops it up. 2 down.
Trying to say those things so she'll hear me, you know, put it out there. That's the thing too with hits, is it affects your whole, you know, when you come back to the dugout, you're hanging your head, you're frustrated, because now at this point you're 0 for 5, 0 for 6. Once they come, just changes how everyone approaches first pitch swinging, being more aggressive.
On 2 to Digby.
Even that, Jess, you mentioned it earlier, the foul balls that they're hitting straight back, they're just not cleanly catching the ball with the barrel.
They're great swings on the pitch that they need to hit, but they're fouling them off.
Swing and a miss, got her to chase, and a 1, 2, 3 inning. Or Shed, depending on how the rest of the tournaments play out. Also a chance that all 13 make the NCAA tournament after Ole Miss picked up a win yesterday. Annabelle Wedra against Madison Kerpix. It's 8-9 and then the top. And she's hit by the pitch.
Going out with a short game. Does get her forearm. Not sure if she was in the batter's box.
No, it looked like her foot was out of the batter's box.
But they need beast runners. Oh, probably a drag or sacrifice bunt here.
Peralta in the 9 spot and then the top.
You've got to get her into scoring position. We have not seen anybody at second base. Error a couple innings ago.
Peralta does push it down. The Mosley throw to second, and they got her. What a play by Sarah Mosley. Turning and rifling that to second base.
Wow. And that looked like a very slow developing play, Jess. I thought for sure they were going to have to go to first, but Mosley understanding and throwing off that back leg, how good her arm is.
You know how hard that is? Look at her momentum. Watch her feel this. Everything's going towards first. She has to throw backward to make that throw accurate and with enough oomph on it to get her out.
And Armistead is on time, which is a key, but you look at the slide into second. The foot is up. That's one thing, you have to have the foot down.
Going to second for one, over to first. The scoop, double play, Georgia. What a half of the inning, and now Armistead and then the top of the order. Drops it down and safe at first. And I think Auburn wants a challenge here. Yep. Immediately out of the dugout for Mickey Dean.
Well, the key for me on this play is really where Rose Roach starts. You can see that she's deep on the grass, and this is really about bunting, and it's a foot race to first base. And that ball floats to first. To me, it looks like she's safe.
And on review, it looks like she's safe.
The field call is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
wow.
close.
I think
See,
it's like what we saw before.
Exactly.
Where the call was out. Is it enough to overturn? The call is safe. Is there enough to call her out?
I don't think there's enough to overturn it. Great look.
After further review, the call at first base is upheld. The runner is safe.
It's just smart bunting by Armistead.
Make something happen.
Yeah, just looking at what the defense has given her and trying to take advantage of it.
That's a 9-hitter getting aboard, so to the top of the order in Dallas Goodnight. Singled her last time up, doubled back in the first.
Best bunter on this team as well. That's why the corners are in her face. And that's what we've seen is, first of all, the ability to get the bunt down, which we've seen, but they're going after that lead runner. And right now the corners are in.
That looked like a bunt and run, because with third base charging in, you got to hustle somebody over to cover third base.
Yeah, and so you can see where the corners are. They're going to be way up, but look at the middles. The middles are way up the middle. The 5-6 hole open.
Pops up the bunt.
Wow, and see, the 5-6 hole is open. In the 10th inning, she had that hit through the 5-6 hole. That's where she should have been looking to try to drive that again with all of that open.
And the pitch selection. I mean,
it's a ball, right?
Plus, you know, Dallas is a great bunter. But this is where pressure, right? I mean, you're just trying to make something happen.
Marissa Miller is the pinch hitter for Jaden Goodwin in the 2 spot here. Two for 21 on the season.
Well, I think this is just a matchup switch, lefty-lefty, just maybe trying to get a righty in there.
Miller launches one high out to center field. Packer under it. 2 down.
It's twice now in the last 2 innings. Leadoff batter has gotten on, but unable to get to second base.
Here's Jada Kearney. Lowe struck her out on a rise ball.
And I think in this situation, you got to potentially try to get Armstead into scoring position. I mean, granted, she only has 2 steals on the year, but just something.
On the outfield too, no doubles, because you do not want a ball to get by you and allow the runner from first, so they are as deep as you can be.
They're almost backed up to the wall.
That way you can cut it off, not allow a runner from first to score.
Number 3 hitter. Big opportunity here.
I like she's swinging first pitch. We've seen her take the first pitch this game. Sometimes those have been the best pitches, so the adjustment just already being more on the attack, not waiting until you get to 2 strikes to start swinging.
One and one.
It's amazing, Smitty, too, as a hitter, when you're in attack mode, when you're thinking yes, 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 how much more clear you actually see the balls.
Absolutely.
It's when you're trying to guess that sometimes that everything then looks.
And that's what it's looked like, more guessing instead of seeing and identifying.
Kearney out into center, and that's going to fall because Packer was playing so deep. Runners on the corners for Georgia. And the game winner at third base.
We talked about how deep the outfield had to be because you cannot allow the run to score, but because of that, look how far Packer is, and her first step was actually back. Kearney's such a powerful hitter. She saw it off the bat thinking that's actually hit to me, and it wasn't.
And it falls to one of the seniors, Sarah Mosley.
First 2-out hit of the game for Georgia.
And they're going to walk Mosley to get to Davis.
So smart. Those are the 2 you circle. Kearney and Mosley cannot beat you.
And it also brings up that lefty-lefty matchup.
Second time in extra innings they've walked her. Lindy Ray Davis, the junior from Calhoun, Georgia. Bases loaded. With the bases jammed this year, Davis is 4 for 4.
And that's how they threw her last at bat. Everything inside, and she got jammed. First, she took the first 2 strikes and wanted no part of it. Now she's looking for it, still got jammed on that foul ball. She's going to have to adjust to that pitch if Georgia wants to win this game.
It's a good take, not fishing for that pitch.
Earlier today, Taylor Pleasance and LSU, a walk-off win in the 14th to beat Alabama. Georgia here in the 12th. Lindy Ray Davis trying to walk it off.
Well, and if she is looking in, then those pitches that are off speed and away are going to look 10 miles away.
Absolutely.
Which is good.
Yeah, she wasn't even leaning for those.
She just has to get her barrel to the pitch. It's on the inside part of the plate. Still getting jammed on it, though.
Yeah.
great.
Doesn't chase, full count.
She wanted to.
Oh, that was a good hold.
Yeah, that's right, Tony.
He's
Calm
telling
down.
all the players to be on time and do not leave their base early. It's been a big issue all season in college softball. Struck her out. And back to an opportunity now for Auburn to grab the lead. Here's Michaela Packer. Two, 3, 4 coming up. Packer on a rope, but right out. Too good when one down.
She's swinging it so good tonight, too. Had a couple doubles. Feels like 10 days ago. Barreled that one up.
Here's Isis Tresvik. One for 5, drove in their first run back in the first inning with that RBI single.
She's got that inside out swing. Power has come to the opposite field.
Two and one. That's the swing and miss, 2 and 2. Kerpix came on in the 7th. Well, she hasn't given up a hit. Last hit for the Tigers back in the 4th inning. So 8 innings of no-hit pitching for Backus and Kerpix. 2 down.
Well, they've just been efficient as well, using their defense. Not been a ton of strikeouts. Just working from ahead.
Yeah, that's been the impressive part.
Yes.
Maddie Penta was the one to get the most swing and miss, but all other pitchers in this game, it's been put in play, and the defense have been making plays.
Amelia Leck.
Each team has just the one error, and we're almost 2 games in.
Well, for Georgia now, this is their longest game in 12 years, the longest in school history. Back in 2012, they played a 15-inning game against LSU. We're here to witness.
That's documenting.
Three and 0.
Elect just keeps moving on the plate, off the plate, on the plate. Sometimes as the pitch is coming, she'll move. And the umpire's saying that's ball 4 anyway, because she was out of the batter's box.
Yeah.
She was off the plate, then she just got right on the plate. And look at her not move, lean into that.
Go-ahead run now on board for Auburn with 2 outs. Axe Milanowski coming up. Skies that out to the left. Goodwin's there. Side retired to the bottom. No comment on whether or not we've gone through any toilet paper up here. But there is plenty on hand since we're near Toomer's Corner, so always in big supply here in Auburn. Here's Sarah Gordon. Georgia will look to walk it off one more time. Gordon out to right, one down. Sydney Kuma. She's reached 3 times, a couple of walks, a single. Trying to go the opposite way with that, and it's off the glove of Roach, and it drops. And Kuma will race around to second. And the winner in scoring position now for Georgia with 1 out.
And that extra 60 feet is huge. Kuma, the senior, the experience, she sees it go off of the glove. And look at this, the play is in front of her, and the second she sees that hit the grass, she knows that she has an opportunity to move up an additional 60 feet, and that really makes a difference, not having to get up and out to get those extra 60 feet. Nice effort on the field by Rose Roach, just out of reach.
Digby and then Armistead, just 1 hit between the 2 of them so far tonight. And on this senior-laden squad, is it the Rook that comes through in the clutch?
Kuma with some speed. She's already stolen 2 bases. So you imagine they're going to be sending her on anything that hits grass.
One and one. One and two.
At this point, you're thinking choke up, hit something to the right side on the ground. Once you get 2 strikes.
Two and two. Side, grabbed by Roach, and now Kuma will head for third, and she's in there safe.
Wow. That was almost a gift for Auburn in a double play once Kuma decided to go. Nice catch by Roach, but once she throws it over to second base and it gets away, Kuma hesitates. She doesn't go right away. Right here, though, a lot of time to get her out.
Well, especially when she slides off the bag. Look at this, she comes off the bag. If the throw would have been low and applied, even if it wouldn't have been in time, when she came off the bag, that would have had her out.
A line out and then an E4 sets up Ellie Armistead with the winning run at third base.
Ellie was already pinch hit for back in the 7th inning by the big bat of Jaden Fields.
Back to one of the seniors here for Georgia. Wohlers wants to talk to Shelby Lowe.
She's got a batting average over 300, and Tony Baldwin has liked her in that 9-hole.
Pops it up left side. Peralta has it and ends the threat. And LSU, followed by Arkansas, Missouri in the 4-5 matchup. And then we'll be back for another doubleheader tomorrow night. Florida and Texas A&M enjoying their byes this evening. Wohlers to start things off 6-7-8.
Maybe we can get the international tiebreaker to start now.
Can we call the commission? Can we get the commission on the line?
Can we just go ahead and fast rule this one?
Exactly.
Georgia had a runner on third base the last 2 innings, could not get her home.
Well, and I love the strategy change, because at this point it's been just a similar story, you know, a lot of just inexecution and not adjusting to a lot of the pitches thrown. But once you get a runner on second, nobody out, then it changes and shifts the whole mindset. At least makes it more interesting on how teams, you know, do they bunt her over? Do they try to swing away?
Yeah, for sure. It brings back in the strategy because there's actually people on base.
something a
There's
little
action.
different.
Exactly.
It just occurred to me too that Alyssa Lang has actually been a part of both of these 14-inning games. I don't know if we're ready to throw blame around just yet, but it is what it is.
I think she gets the Trooper.
She's had the longest day of all. Our crew, spectacular.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Everybody in our production trucks and involved in our production, all our cameramen and women. Outstanding. Hey, Chase, we see you, bud. Hey, Greg. Well done. Well done.
Well done.
Digging the necklace.
Yeah. That was an expensive shade we had on that lens. I don't know if you caught that. Ball 4. And a chance here for Auburn to get on the board. Had a walk the last inning, stranded. Have not had many base runners to speak of. Their last hit, we still go back to the 4th inning, so 10 innings of no-hit ball for Georgia pitchers.
Yeah, and they've done a good job really limiting free passes as well, which has stifled Auburn's opportunity to really do anything.
Elkins is the pinch runner at first, and another popped up bunt, and then the throw goes out to right field, but Elkins will stay at first. Terrific backup by Kearney out in right field.
Jada Kearney doing a really good job a couple of times today on catches, as well as being in the right position when it comes to backing up. And this is just should be a routine ability to get the bunt down. It's popped up. And Gordon is going to come up throwing, and she's throwing over top of the batter. Surprised they didn't ask if there was any obstruction on that. Or interference, I should say.
Bunt is down, and both will be safe. Widra. Mosley goes for the diving catch instead of the one hop there.
I love the effort, but she's got no shot at this. This is going to drop in. And once you know that, you stay on your feet, you at least get the out.
The out.
Well, her glove was in the wrong, their glove was facing down instead of up, you know, all those little things.
She's made a ton of great plays over there at third base, kept her team in this game.
So now Auburn with a chance. Here's Peralta, the number 9 hitter. Go ahead run at second. That's in for a strike.
Tell you what, Florida softball's watching this game going, just keep it going. They play the winner of this. 4 pitchers already being used.
Well, just the fatigue on your legs, right? Defenders, you know, up and down for this number of pitches.
And energy.
Catchers, yeah.
I mean, you see them, the rally caps and the yelling and jumping around, the stress on parents.
Peralta golfs that one out to center. 2 down. Swinging around to the top of the order again, and McCrary. Has singled, walked, reached on an error, hit into a double play and popped up. McCrary gets a hold of one. And off the top of the wall foul. Goodwin couldn't quite reach it. The drama of the SEC tournament. Who's going to get the timely hit? Over 4 hours of softball for the Tigers and Dogs. Elkins is the go-ahead run at second. Two and two. McCrary, did she hold? Yep. Full count.
Good job not biting at that off speed down in the dirt.
With Packer on deck, she has hit the ball hard tonight.
2 outs, runners will be moving.
Seems really good at bats. Got to be able to finish.
Oh, this is
Kerpix. McCrary fouls it off.
It's got to be kind of weird too for a pitcher. You're in a rhythm, 3-2 count. You're like, okay, I'm going to get this hitter, then that's when you call timeout and they call a replay. It just kind of
breaks it
up.
Opposite, way back and gone. McCrary, a 3-run home run for Auburn to take the lead in the top of the 14th.
KK McCrary has had 1 home run in the last 16 games before this pitch. And you think about the pitches that she fouled off, ends up getting one middle inside, keeps that front toe open. You see her open that up, clears it to get the barrel. It got out in a hurry.
Wow, 9th home run of the year for the leadoff hitter. Look at the excitement.
Tigers jump in front. And what a moment for McCrary, another one of their seniors helping out their senior pitching staff. And that has sent a charge through the crowd here at Auburn. And now 3 outs away from advancing. Here's Packer, 1-1. Now 1-2. KK McCrary just may have gotten retiring coach Mickey Dean another home game tomorrow night. Swinging and a miss, and that's the inning. But a big one for Auburn. And KK McCrary.
Well, this is who they want up. Top of the order again. Dallas Goodnight, who's been quiet since the first inning.
Goodnight off the glove at third and a base hit. They had a chance to win it with runners on third base the last 2 innings. In fact, loaded the bases a couple innings ago. And now Goodnight aboard. After Goodwin, it is the top 2 home run hitters in the SEC this year. Also noteworthy, Elkins has stayed in, so it's a new catcher here for Auburn. Misplayed by Lowe, and both dogs are safe, and the tying run to the plate.
Well, this is what happens when you start getting fatigued. All the little mistakes start to come out, and off the end of the bat, something that Lowe typically would have, but she doesn't move her feet. She reaches for it. Opportunity now for Georgia. Looks like they called that a hit.
That's not a hit.
No. Needs to be fielded.
That should have been an E1. Here's Kearney. Jada Kearney, a deep blast. Back it goes, and it's out of here, and the Bulldogs tie it up. A 3-run blast in the bottom of the 14th.
Apparently Georgia just had to get down in the game to get the bats to come to life. How many times has Jada Kearney come up with a chance to win it? Now, chance to tie it. She does just that. Gets the pitch middle in that she had been missing. What's crazy about her power and her strength, she doesn't even get all of this. But oh my goodness. Over our set in left center field.
What a rocket. And here's Mosley.
18th home run of the year for her. Wow.
What a crazy day at the SEC tournament. Not done yet. Nobody out. South Carolina and Mississippi State. Are you kidding?
We want to play.
We were supposed to start 3 hours ago. That was the first home run for the Dogs in their last 4 games.
Well, when Georgia walked off the field as well, their heads were hanging a little bit. But, home run.
There they are.
There they are.
I'm not sure which is brighter, the softballs or the sunburn right there on Alyssa's shoulders from her work as our reporter during the day session today. Get some aloe vera stat. 14-inning game ended in a walk-off this afternoon. Will it happen again tonight? Swing and a miss for Mosley and a strikeout. One down. How about the sweet swing of Jada?
This is kind of what you were waiting for all game long from her. She does such a great job of inside pitches, and you see why. Yeah, she's got a big swing, but quick hands. Her teammates.
Scoreless since the first inning for Georgia.
Well, and first pitch swinging, too. She knew what she was hunting.
Yes. And how many first pitch did she take?
Lindy Ray Davis out to center. 2 down.
Looks like a look of frustration.
Two outs. And Gordon steps in. Three-run home run, KK McCrary in the top half of the inning. 3-run home run, Jada Kearney in the bottom. Gordon gets a hold of one. That's going back. And that's out of here. Georgia walks it off in the bottom of the 14th. Sarah Gordon sends it out and sends Auburn home.
Wow. Sarah Gordon with her 6th home run of the year.
Looks like a look of frustration.
Two outs. And Gordon steps in. Three-run home run, KK McCrary in the top half of the inning. Three-run home run, Jada Kearney in the bottom. Gordon gets a hold of one. That's going back. And that's out of here. Georgia walks it off in the bottom of the 14th. Sarah Gordon sends it out and sends Auburn home.
Wow. Sarah Gordon with her 6th home run of the year.